Good morning, Mark. How are you today? It is always so good to see you right here around 10 a.m. on Fridays at the Art of Encouragement. Tell me everything. How's life? What's going on, buddy?
It's been great. I'm happy to meet everyone. I have a lot to share, and I want to share so much, but also want to hear from you, Nick. Just see how you're feeling. Let's make comments on life events in our life. That's what's going on in the world, and just be the beacons of encouragement, but also competence. I think competence is in this world is a big deal, and I think if more competent people get together, I think we'll have more streamlined, happiness.
I agree. And I think also, Mark, if we learn how to not only read a room, but to read people, if we have more competence in our interactions as well as our communication, us knowing when not to communicate, us knowing when to walk away just a little bit, those things are so vital for competence in relationships, both professionally and personally. You know, it's there I go with my but it is one of those ways that we can truly connect with people is to observe not only what they're saying, but their body language.
Mm.
Sometimes it's time to back away, give some space. So, thank you for that today. I'm feeling good. Spring has sprung where we are in northern Florida. The pollen is just horrible. It's all over the news, and I just hear achoo, everything everywhere. But it's a reminder we made it through the winter. We're resilient and we're gonna keep on marching forward, after our month and a half of rainy, chilly weather that is torture to Floridians. We get to move on into spring here. So tell me
Yeah.
about you. What do you
You know,
have
it's
on
it's
there?
it, I'm listening to you, my friend, and I gotta tell you, it's like life is not about avoiding the rain, but learning to dance in it. Like you dance
Yes.
in the streets, you take off your shoes, and you just dance through the streets. Keep your clothes on or off on your own property. It's up to you, and just find the good where you live. It's the thing. It's the thing. And I'm a little sad that winter is coming to an end in our hemisphere because I don't know if I told you this, Nick, but I've been recently taking skiing, cross country skiing. Did I tell you?
Yes.
Did I tell you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm
And some of the
sad.
photos you shared, it's like
Mm.
it's a different world. I'm so glad you're getting to experience that.
Yeah, it's like this, whatever season we're in, do it. Like not right now in the spring, when I'm in spring in Florida, I used to take my bike. I have a mountain bike, like
Mhm.
several speeds. It's pretty cool. I bought it at the pawn shop, not PAWN. Sometimes my language gets me in trouble. The pawn shop.
That's
They
they
have the best
definitely have
deals.
some great deals. Exactly,
They have the best deals, over there in Auburndale, the pawn. And I bought this bike for $50. It's like 350 bucks or 375 when it was retail. And it served me so well. I used to organize biking trips with my church, with my neighborhood, bring people together, just go out, on a picnic, on a bike. It was amazing. So, but I'm sad that the winter is over because I just started skiing and it's so amazing. And I got to tell you, when I first got on the skis, and I'm not a small man, I look small in this box, but there's some, sure, should I say muscles? Muscles I have. So here and there, I'm always working on that. And I have not been on the skis for about 35 years. 35 years. So when I first got on it, I didn't, I, my, some of the muscles in my legs started to hurt. I didn't even know such muscles existed. It took me time to recover. But I kept going. I kept going like every other day for an hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, with rest. And I gotta tell you, it is so good. You out there in the woods or on the mountain, and you have the fresh air, and you see the snow, and it's you against you. How far can you go? Where can you take this new skill? And I think a lot of times we're so busy, we don't let our unconscious rest, which is very helpful through this skiing and other ways. You can come up with creative ideas and really move the needle. So, my encouragement right from the bat, spring is here. Do something you never done before, or something you've done when you were a child or a teenager or some other time, and just take a take a lesson in dancing, or take a lesson on a stand-up board, or whatever it is. Just do it, and you might get addicted, because when the seasons change, you'll be sad, but then you have to find something else.
Well, where you are, do they have jazzercise? Maybe you can take a jazzercise class and, kind of take the best of both worlds there.
What is jazz? Okay, you gotta enlighten me. What is jazzercise?
Jazz is a type of dance, and my understanding is jazzercise incorporates both dance and exercise together. So it's one of those things where you could really get the cardio going. Um,
I do it in my kitchen. I do it in my kitchen. I dance, and then I snack. And then I snack a little
yes.
bit more, as I work, between the working sessions. But yeah,
So
so I
that's
do
all I have to
jazzercise.
do then. I just need to dance a little, and then the snack's okay. I thank you for that this morning, Mark.
Yeah, it's
The
it's
process.
the nature is opening up. We got to open up our some of the people think they opening up their chakras. Some people open their hearts. Some people open up their wallets. Whatever works for you in the spring, it's all good.
That's right. And the cool thing about spring, I know I've been jovial today, but as I reflect back, one of my favorite hymns is called the Hymn of Promise. And it goes through the entire year. In the spring, there is a flower, in the seed, an apple tree, and cocoons, a hidden promise. Butterflies will soon be free. And it goes throughout each season like that, talking about the great things about it, but realizing as well, that in life we have our season and we can't always see what's really happening. We don't often, because we're living it, we are the tree instead of the forest. We don't see the amazing things that are going on, the lessons learned, and how beautiful our lives and our journeys really are when we experience the different seasons. When we lose someone, instead of holding on to anger, to sadness, to grief, when we give ourselves a season for mourning, it can be incredibly healing and it can be transformative. In those times where, when we have an amazing accomplishment, when we just celebrate that instead of having humility because we're worried, oh, others don't have this. I can't really celebrate, or I don't deserve this. I can't really celebrate. And that imposter syndrome comes in.
Hmm.
We deprive ourselves of having a victory season.
Mm.
And we need to experience victory seasons. So that's what I'm hoping that our listeners will be mindful of this year and this spring, is that you can have a season of victory and you can experience it and you can enjoy it. And no one can take it from you because you've earned it and you deserve it. If you have earned it and if you do deserve it, is now a time where people can celebrate victories that, they didn't feel they deserved. If they can own it and say, yeah, I was there, but now I'm here. If we allow ourselves to succeed, we can. But if we keep ourselves in our previous failures in previous seasons, we're never going to really be able to go forward. We're going to just kind of spin our wheels back and forth looking back between regret and possibility. And when we claim those seasons of victory, or when we own, hey, I messed this up, and that bad choice, that mistake, that crucial decision that we didn't, where we didn't choose the right one, can then be a learning moment, a season of reflection, so that when we go and we're ready to have our victory season, we're able to continually use that season that others would have called failure again as a learning season. It's all about perspective. When we encourage people, we've got to build them up. We have got to show them potential. And sometimes we have 10 seconds to do that.
Hmm.
But those 10 seconds can impact someone's life. It can be that force they need to pull them out of that darkness, the depression, and to make them feel worthy and to make them realize that they do have value. And that imposter season can dissolve.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. You have so much wisdom, my friend. I should call you the wise one.
No,
You you are. You definitely are. One of the things you said was interesting is, um, believe and believe in your own journey. And sometimes you get discouraged. I have come across this meme on social media, and it's two pictures, right? One or maybe just one, where it's saying, you know, advice from somebody else may not be applicable to you. Giraffe went ahead into the sea and looking at his comrades, his other animals like the bull and other animals, the cow. He says, "Oh, come on in. The water is shallow." But he's a giraffe. Only his neck is sticking out. The reason I'm telling you this is sometimes like somebody says, "Oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be great." Maybe it's great for them. I also believe that you have to follow your own bliss. Have to believe in what you're doing. And if you have the conviction to do it, go ahead and do it. Also, you talked about seasons, my friend. Have you ever come across this song by Stevie Wonder? I just called to say I love you.
absolutely.
You know,
In fact, I at a wedding a couple of months ago, I did that song. I sang it and I played it for
I
their reception. Love
You know,
that
I
song.
I never listened to the words until I actually had to do the karaoke. If you do the karaoke, I invite some people to do the karaoke. If it's still a thing. Um, and some of the did you listen to the words in his song? He goes through every month, right? Through every season.
Yes.
And I never knew that. So if you're listening, and if you're a fan of music, if you're a fan of the art of encouragement, I ask you to call somebody today and say, I just called to say I love you. Say, wow, wow, where's that coming from? Oh, Mark Guy told me to do it.
There you go. But it's those little God winks
Yeah.
there. It's those little things that break into the normal mundane routine that
Mm.
shake us and that allow us to experience, hey, somebody really does love me.
Yeah, just one person. If you have 5 friends, 50 friends, 5,000 Facebook friends, just call somebody today and say, hey, I just called to say, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a friend. I love you. That's it. And just let them be. You never know where is this going to end up. And then it's like, maybe I should call somebody. And then they'll call somebody else. And then they'll call somebody else. I mean, what else you got going on this weekend, right? So I think this is a great challenge.
Absolutely. And we'll have to post about that in our group as well. Be thinking right now who you can call and say, I love you. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
And let us know when you did it.
yeah. I know who I'm going to call, or at least I'm going to text first, or maybe just call or text. But kids these days, they always want the text. I'm probably going to text my sister
Okay.
And just say those words. Yeah, I think I think it's gonna be great.
It's powerful. That's a great challenge. Thank you for challenging us to do that today. That's I'm trying to think of who my person will be. So,
Well, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know. I mean, sometimes we're thinking like, oh, and it's like how you say, it's the gut wink. Sometimes if we're
mhm.
still and silent and just don't have the mental clutter in our mind, I think the right person comes, and you just say, oh, 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 yes, yes, that one person. Let me call them right now, or let me write to them, and that's it. And they would think like, did you join a network marketing group or something? You're gonna give me a pitch? What's gonna come next? This is new? No, 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 not trying to sell you anything. Just wanna reach out and say I love you. That's all.
What pyramid scheme is this? No, I'm just,
And it's like, who comes up? What kind of pitch is this? Like they go for the love now. But that's what that I think that people are craving real connection. They're craving real connection, and real connection is it's almost non-existent anymore. I mean, do you feel the same way?
yeah, when you said that, I think so much back to my time when I was a cyber pastor at North Naples United Methodist Church down in Naples, Florida. It's one of the largest United Methodist churches in the world. And we were really pioneers in developing the live stream church approach 15 years ago, at this point, around 15 years ago, and learning what was effective with connection through social media, through the internet, and so many people that spend the majority of their time on the computer or on their phone. The reason they feel like they're missing out, but they're afraid to be vulnerable is there's so many fake people out there. Think about it, they're fake profiles. We get spam email, and we've become leery of each other since we've lost our personal physical connections. And faith is an important element, faith in each other, faith in God, if that is how you're believing. And faith is key with relationships because we have to believe the best in one another. And often when we don't connect in person, it seems like there is such a disconnect. There's a divide. And when we see over and over people being spammed, you know, people just doing bad things to one another, we think that, wow, things have really gotten out of control. But that's not it. It's just we have more access to this information. Crime rates are going down, actually. But we see so much more in the media because it's easy for outlets to access it. It's easy for people to share it. It's easy for us to, just get the word out about different things. And, 15 years ago, the capacity that we have now wasn't there because so many people weren't on it yet because they didn't trust it. There was no faith in it. Just like now with AI, a lot of people have such a mistrust of AI. And I was talking with someone that I really respect this week, and he said, Nick, a lot of the people that don't like AI and say AI is going to take over, they're the same people that say with guns, keep the guns because it's the person that does the shooting. With AI, it's the same way. It's the person that does the programming. AI has an incredible capacity to do great, great work for humankind if it is used the right way. Guns offer protection from wildlife, those types of things, and they can also end human life. With AI, we are able to come up with strategies. We're able to come up with creative content, all of those things that are often authentic. It's how we use them. And I really think that because of that, because of our political situation, all of these things, again, they've created a disconnect, not just in the United States, but around the world, because we don't know who to trust. And so when someone says, I love you, you don't really know me. Why do you say you love me?
Well, okay, so if we're going back to a previous suggestion, I say only call people you know. You actually
Yes,
met in person. Some maybe a family member, maybe a friend. Of course, when somebody says those things, we say, "You don't know me." I mean, I think it's a conditioned response in the culture that we live in, and it's true. It is true. As far as the AI, I do want to ask you how you feel about it. What is your experience so far? It's definitely has disrupted the freelance services who do writing. I think generative AI, but it also one of the things I've seen is allows you to be more creative, right? More creative and be more productive. You create faster output. It is how you use it. It is how you use it in this stage where we live right now. What are your
absolutely.
thoughts on this?
Exactly what you just said. If people want to use AI to create fake material and not really invest any of their own creative energy into the process, absolutely. And typically we can tell when that happens, when the information's just generic and that sort of thing. Or if, another way that it can be, I think, counterproductive is, by just like with a business plan. I know some people recently, they're like, oh, I just put my business plan into AI. You have robbed yourself of the process of owning your vision, of doing that research so you know it internally. This is your business. This is your livelihood. This is your future. And you're going to rely on technology through two sentences to develop a plan for you that could get you through the next 20, 30 years of your life without putting any creative energy into it, without sharing with it. This is what I really hope to accomplish. This is, some of my competitors have faced this. They've done absolutely zero research. They ask AI for their business name. And it's kind of like with money, easy come, easy go. Those businesses that have no heart, they've not done that personal investment of time. It's not about money, it's about time and intention. If they have not done that, I really don't see their businesses succeeding because you have to go after your dream. And if you can't articulate that dream through a simple business plan and really put your time into it, use AI to rewrite paragraphs in that, but don't use AI to just completely plan your entire business and life. That makes no sense to me.
Wow, this is going to be a hotly debated topic, and it's only going to get more and more heated, I think, right? As things progress, there's going to be pros and cons from each side. Um, this reminds me, this is the skill for the future. If you want to succeed alongside the AI, unless it's like a Terminator scenario, then we all screwed. But
It's not.
it's like, but let's say you want to succeed alongside the AI where it is, you must, and it's always have been. It's about communication, communicating your ideas in a compelling way that creates conversations, connections, and collaborations. AI is not going to teach you that, but Nick and I, we can. We can teach you how to connect with your audience and how to feel the heartbeat of the room, how to read the audience. AI is not going to teach you that. I don't know for how long, but we can do that, and it's one of the things that we love to do. So connect with us. Let us know if you want to, be able to harness the AI and be able to communicate with the machine and communicate with other human beings. I can't even believe I'm saying those words. Learn how to communicate with a machine, and I can't even fathom that this is the where we are now.
Absolutely. It's incredible the capacity for great good AI has. It's also incredible the capacity for great evil. Um, it's how we use it. It's how we use it. And, you know, are we using it to be lazy? Are we the students that just type in about, what is the answer to this problem really quickly when the professor's not looking? I hear that's going on quite a bit.
I think this is an open door to laziness, and I think it
It
will,
is.
like if you don't use the muscle, it will atrophy. It will only become less and less usable. Stop using your brain. You know, it, have you ever seen this movie? What is it? What is this? What is this movie? I forgot. Idiocracy or something, or it's the guy who got transported in 2 centuries into the future, and everyone IQ went down, and everyone goes to the school to Costco. It's a crazy movie. It's so funny, and you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, is this where we're going as humans? Hopefully not. But yeah, I recommend it. It's a comedy.
I'll have to look that up. You know,
You never watched it.
mm-mm.
It,
No,
it is it is quite incredible. I think we have to fight, and you know what it is? It's like um, we're humans. We are flesh and bone and soul and vision and dreams. Let's use our strength to our best capacity. Be creative, be collaborative, right? Build
yes,
things.
that's it. Learn new skills. As a piano instructor, one of the things that I realize when I'm connecting with new students is we are at a point of instant gratification that if we start something like the piano and we don't go home with the hack, if we don't go home just playing all over, we lose our passion for it because we didn't get it right then. And these skill sets that require time and dedication, whether it's writing, whether it is visual arts, whether it's doing as Mark's doing the cross country skiing, that there's not just an app for that. And as someone that is in the creative technology industry and absolutely loves the capacity we have, we must spend our time doing things that we've not done before. We have to keep ourselves in a state of learning. We must do that because, as you said, if we're not using the most of our cognitive function, study after study shows that eventually we're going to begin losing it, similar to those folks in your movie. When I meet seniors that when they retired, they just gave up and they didn't go out and they stayed in home, chances are they're going to pass away a lot faster than those that are out being engaged, that those that are, taking part of senior groups, that they're going out, they're remaining engaged, they're learning new things. They're playing cards, they're playing piano, they're doing things to keep them functioning. We can't stop doing that. Doesn't matter how old we get. This is our journey until we draw our last breath. Let's have the most of it.
Absolutely. And yeah, you just never know how your dreams will what shape they will take 5 years, 10 years if we're lucky, right? 15, 20 years from now, what shape they will take. And I do believe dreams do knock, like, oh, here I am, here I am. And you got to take action, of course. You can just dream away. but you got to take action. And I think you birth them now, and you um, embrace them in the future. I believe it. I mean, look at you, right?
It's been an amazing journey. It really has. And when I'm considering, I'm kind of going into a new season where, what I've done over the last couple of years has been wonderful. It's been fantastic. But I feel like I've come to a season where I'm not having to prove, hey, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not, but I am who I am. I am who I am, and I'm absolutely enjoying that sense of freedom of, okay, guys, you know me, I'm kind of spacey. I love to be creative, and I want the best out of myself, and I want the best out of those that I surround myself with, and not just out, but for. I want the best for those I surround myself with, and I want the best for myself.
Mhm.
It's all that victory mindset. It's that victory season. It's not like the prosperity gospel and things like that. It's owning it. It's understanding that, for such a time as this, I have this opportunity. For such a time as this, I have these struggles, and just owning. And again, you might have heard me say this before, but I believe we have multiple seasons. In our professional life, we may be going through a dry season, but then in our personal life, we're meeting new friends, we're doing good things. It's a growth season there.
Mm.
So when that one part of your life makes you feel like a failure, look to the other parts of your life and appreciate that it's not dry everywhere. It's not dry everywhere. And when we look to the person on social media where it looks like they've got all their stuff together, I assure you the grass is not always greener on the other side of the lake. And a lot of people, that's all they do is live on social media. They don't take time to experience life. They watch others doing it through reels, through shorts, and through statuses. Don't be that person. Live, live, live. And then connect
Amen.
with Mark and I so we can help you articulate your plan, be the best speaker you can be the best entrepreneur you can be. And I'm not just joking about that. I really mean it. We will meet with you. You see our podcast here. Imagine being on Zoom with us just like this without us going down a lot of rabbit trails, but focusing specifically on you, your goals, your dreams, creating a real action plan, not using AI to make your dreams happen. Why do I say not using AI? Because that action plan comes from you. You know your destination. You know your destination. And often you know the journey to get there, but it's scary. It seems unattainable,
Overwhelming, overwhelming.
right? It is overwhelming. When we have our security in a 9 to 5 job and our family, we have things, our eggs lined up the way they're comfortable, but we have this burning ambition that we've carried with us. It unsettles us because it means risk.
Mm.
But the reward when we go for our dreams is amazing. You will never forget going for your dreams. You will never forget putting in it. You'll never regret putting in the time to learn a new skill, a new hobby. You're never going to regret those things. When you get to the end of your life, you're going to be like, oh, darn, I can't believe that I put my heart and my passion into delivering a TEDx talk. Or I really,
You
man,
know,
I'm mad at myself. I started a business. It took me 2 years to really get it going. Then I was successful. Oh, shucks. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. You're going to
oh my
appreciate
gosh, Nick,
that.
you are a comedian genius today, and every day. I gotta tell you, there's some great TEDx talks out there that have humor that will just punch you and grab you and don't let go until the last second. So, and TEDx means authority in your business. It
That's it.
it stands above all else right now. So yes, reach out to Nick and I. We can help you with your TEDx journey today. Get started
That's
today.
right.
With,
And we're
with
not taking you on a journey we haven't walked ourselves. He's given one, I've given one, and we've helped others that are preparing for theirs. We'd love to work with you. And now's the time before a lot of the applications in our area and around the world, it's revolving. But if you're listening, a lot of our listeners are in, the Southeast. A lot of those applications, they're not open yet. Now's the time, though. Don't wait until the deadlines start. Start now.
absolutely,
So,
100%.
awesome.
And
Well, thank you so much. I think we're over a little bit today, but I've had a fantastic time.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you, everyone.
We'll see you next week, 10 a.m. right here.